All right, so the first example here that we have is recording the purchase of merchandise with a check. We've recorded already purchasing merchandise on account. Now this is just the other side of it. Like, pretty simple stuff, I think. Again, if we think through the process here, go back to accounting 1 day. First of all, what accounts are being affected in this example, this first example?
Cash and bank.
Okay, cash and bank, and that's pretty, I mean, we know that because since we're purchasing with cash, right? So that's the easy one, right? What else? Purchases. Why purchases? Austin?
You're buying merchandise.
We're buying merchandise. Absolutely. That's the correct answer. Okay, so now cash and bank, is it increasing or decreasing? Megan? Cash and bank? Decreasing. Debit or credit? Credit. Okay. Purchases? Increasing or decreasing? Increasing. Debit or credit?
That'd be credit.
Would be a what?
Sorry. Debit.
Be a debit. Why? Why? Prove to me that purchases is going to show an increase as a debit. There should be two reasons. What's the first reason? What's the quote unquote scientific reason for the purchase account showing being debited to show an increase? What's the scientific proof?
Goes against the owner's equity account, so.
The accounting equation, right? If you look at the accounting equation, if you look at that accounting equation that I gave you, or that you should have filled in, it says in there that purchases account is what type of an account? Not just an owner's equity account, but specifically what type of account? What classification? Cost of merchandise. Purchases is a cost of merchandise account. Cost of merchandise account has a debit or credit increase.
I got a jam and didn't fit them down,
Okay,
and I
perfect.
hope I don't lose any of your originals.
I will double check.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the debit increase.
And the debit increase. Okay, so the scientific reason is that accounting equation, right? That chart that you have. Again, that's the periodic table of accounting. The other reason is debit and credit have to equal. So if I know that cash and bank is going to be a credit, I only got two accounts, the other one has to be a debit, right? Now, I mean, I could be wrong the first time, but if I'm right, then the other one's got to be a debit. So there's always two reasons. Kind of a scientific reason and then a logical reason. Okay, so now we'll put these in, right? The date, August 20th. Debit account listed first. Credit account listed second, making sure that you indent. Credited accounts. And then indent from there the source document. Again, once we think through the process, I think it simplifies these transactions. Okay? At the beginning, I'm the same way. At the beginning, I'm like, holy cow, there's a lot to memorize here, right? There's a lot to know. And we're just not in practice yet. I mean, these other transactions that you did in accounting 1, you've done them so often that you can just look at a transaction of purchasing advertising and know, for cash, ad expense is going to be debited, cash and banks can be credited. You've done that enough, you can see that, right? Okay? We haven't done these enough. can't quite see that in our mind and we get scared. Slow it down, T account it out, and you'll be just fine. Okay, the next example. Okay, issue a check for $160. You change delivery service for shipping charges. What are we doing here? We're paying shipping. We've been charged for shipping. We're paying shipping. Okay? What you have to know ahead of time is that the account that we're going to use to record shipping charges is called transportation in. That's the name of the account. I know we don't have a chart of accounts. If we had a chart of accounts, we did through the process of elimination, we could probably find it, right? But it's not going to be shipping expense. That would be a logical thought. It's going to be transportation in. So again, what accounts are we going to use? Megan, give me one account that we're going to use on the second example. Okay, cash and bank. You took the easy one. Okay, that's always good to start with the easy one. Cash and bank. What's the second one? Also, Mickey? Transportation. I get it. I just said it, but I get it. Sometimes your soul, you forget what people said. I get it. I'm not criticizing you. I'm not upset, but I'm like, I just said it and you're going to listen to me. I'm not going to get that one, right? Because I get it. I get it. Your mind is full right now. You're trying to absorb all this stuff. I get it. Again, the account is transportation in. So, cash and bank. Increasing or decreasing? Austin Shaw?
Decrease.
Decrease, right? Debit or credit? Austin Shaw?
Credit.
Credit. Transportation in. Increasing or decreasing? Megan?
Decreasing.
Increasing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's increasing. The amount of money that we're spending in shipping is going up. Debit or credit? Credit. Why? It has a debit increase because what type of account is transportation in? The cost of merchandise. Can you see why this is not an expense account? Different classification. Transportation in is a different class. The result's the same. It's a different classification because we're recording the amount of money that it costs us to purchase merchandise. Why would we want to know the total amount that it costs us to purchase merchandise? So ironic, we just talked about this in Business Access 1. Why would we, as a business, want to know the total amount it costs, going to cost us for buying merchandise?
You know what to sell your services and products at?
How would the price it, right? It's a starting point for the price. We got to take not only the cost of the time, but we got to take the other costs, factor in the other costs, shipping, and those other things. There it is. Bank card fee. One of the things that you may not realize is when a customer uses a credit card, the business is charged a fee. This is the difference when you go to Walmart. between you selecting debit or credit. If you select debit, the bank pays for the transaction. If you select credit, Walmart pays for the transaction. Okay, so who do you want to charge? Right? Who are you mad at? That's ultimately going to be determined. And that's the only difference. If you use a debit card and select credit, it works the same. Right? You can't select debit on a credit card because there is no bank to select. It's a credit card company. Okay, but if you use your debit card, you can select debit or credit. The difference is who's going to get charged the fee. Okay, so we're recording the fees now that we're charged because of our customers using their credit card. And it sounds kind of weird, right? That we're going to get paid or get charged for customers paying us. That's ultimately what it is. Okay, but why would businesses take on this fee? Why would businesses take on a fee like it's usually about $1 or $2 or 1 or 2% for the transaction? Why would they take on that fee to allow people to use credit cards? The answer is simple. You get your money. I can make a sale when people don't have money by allowing them to use a credit card. I don't make as much money, right? Because I'm going to lose 1 or 2%. But that's an expense I'm willing to pay in order to get more sales. Okay, so recording the bank card fee. Okay, the bank card fee is the account that we're going to use for that. And abbreviate bank card fee. Is bank card fee going to be increase or decrease? Going to increase? Absolutely. What type of account is bank card fee? There's that table of new accounts that we went through, right? Page 1 or something, your study guide? Is that in there? No? Okay. What type of account do you think it is? The results can be the same, right? You have 2 choices. You have to narrow down between an A and a B. Is it an asset? No. Is it a liability? It's not a liability. How do you know it's not a liability? It doesn't have payable equity. Right? Is it a capital or owner's equity? Falls under that umbrella, right? Revenue? Expense? Maybe. Withdrawal? No. Cost of merchandise? Maybe, right? So it's between cost of merchandise and expense. So what do you think it is?
You go with expense.
You're gonna go with expense? Why?
They have to pay it.
Well, you have to pay a liability as well, right?
Yeah.
You have to pay the transportation, which we're still the cost of merchandise. Okay. What's the difference between an expense and cost of merchandise? So purchases is a cost of merchandise. You know that shipping of that merchandise is a cost of merchandise. What do those two items? Why do we track those? Determine the price, right? You know how much it's going to cost. Does the bank fee determine how much we're going to our price? Not really, because the price isn't different. The price isn't different at Walmart if you use a credit card than if you pay cash. So it's an expense. So expenses have a debit or credit. They have a debit, right? So that's gonna be debited. Other one's gonna be cash in bank, that's gonna be credit. Journalize it out. Source document on this. Is the bank statement. Okay, so that's gonna come out, the bank's gonna charge us that. They're just gonna show up on that bank statement. Just like some of those miscellaneous expenses that we did in accounting one, we reconcile with the bank statement. Things like NSF check, NSS check, not sufficient, NSF, not sufficient fund check that bounces. We get charged, that expense is gonna be listed on the bank statement. Okay, so those are the type of transactions that you're gonna run into. Any questions with that? Okay, again, I think we slow this down, right? And kind of go back to the old school of thought of, all right, what accounts are affected? What type of accounts are they? How are they affected? It makes things easier. I did post on Classroom your problems. They are 2 through 5, I believe, and 9 and 10.